Hi guys, in previous video we covered Java interview questions. In this video I am going to cover remaining questions. The first question is different types of variables. Types of variables in Java. Types of variables in Java. Java will support three types of variables. Number one, instance variables. Number two, class variables. Instance variables, class variables. Third one is local variable. Local variable. First of all, we'll talk about instance variable. First, we'll discuss about instance variable. When you take a class sample, class contains variables and methods int x comma y comma z. To access these variables, we prefer methods void read or void get something. It will tell you take x value 10, y value 20, z equal to x plus y. See, in this class, whatever variables I declared here, these variables are referred as instance variables. What about class variables? If I use static here, then these are referred as class variables. Third one, local variable. For example, I am not declaring variable here. I will declare x equal 10, y equal 20, int z equal to x plus y I am writing here. See, we are declaring xy inside a class, but I am declaring z inside a method. A variable declared in a method is local variable. Okay, this is about instance variable, class variable and local variable. Now you raise one doubt. Sir, why these variables are referred as instance variable? Why, if the static variables are referred as class variables, a variable declared inside a method is referred as local variables? I will explain you with example. Listen carefully. Before explaining this, we have to discuss one more question. What is the purpose of new keyword? What is the purpose of new keyword? New keyword is used to create objects. To create objects. New keyword is used to create object. It is used to create objects. New is used to create objects. See, suppose if I declare like this variables, class sample into xy, read x equal 10, y equal to z equals plus y. What is the purpose of new keyword? It is used to create objects to class. To access sample class data, we have to create object. How to create object? I am explaining here. What is class name? Sample. Sample. Class name. Object name s equal to new class name followed by parenthesis. This is way of creating object to class. New is used to create objects dynamically. To allocate memory at runtime, we are going to use new keyword. The procedure of creating object to class is class name, object name equal to new class name followed by parenthesis. Suppose, sir, how many objects I can create? Any number of objects I can create. I can create sample s equal to new sample. I can create one more sample s1 equal to new sample. new sample. Sample S2 equal new sample, sample S3 equal new sample. I can create any number of objects. If you declare data inside a class here, these are referred as instance variable. The other name of object is instance. Instance of class. Object is instance of class. See, when you create object to class, object means instance to class. How many objects I created? S, S1, S2, S3. For every instance, one copy of X variable and Y variable is created. Every time while creating object instance, one copy of XY variables are created. Hence, these variables are referred as instance variables. This is about instance variables. Every time when creating an instance, for every instance and object both are same. Don't get confused. If I create n number of instances, for n number of instances, n number of copies of whatever variables I am creating here, for n number of objects, n number of copies of xy's are created. Hence, these are referred as instances. Every time I am creating an object, one copy of variables are created. Second one, class variables. Suppose, what is the procedure of declaring class variables? If you use static, simply, they will come under the category of what? Class variables. Why static variables are referred as class variables? Again same, I have class sample. Class contains variables and methods. Okay, to access class data, I can create any number of objects. For example, I am creating S, S1, S2, S3. See, if a class contains static variable, of course you can create any number of objects, any number of instances. For all these instances, only one copy of X and Y are created. X and Y are created. Okay? Actually, if a class contains static variable, to access static data, we can use static methods. We can use what method? Static methods are especially used to access static data. Sir, suppose if I don't have static method, what will happen? After creating object, using this object to access read method, we have to write s.read, s1.read, s2.read, s3.read. Suppose if a class contains static variables, especially static variable methods are used to access static variables. If a class contains static method, no need of creating object. We can access static methods using class name itself, simply sample.read. No need of creating object. We can access static method directly using class name. Directly I can write it sample.read. You can access it. That is the advantage of static. Without using object you can access. While writing Java program, we will write integer.parseInt, float.parseFloat. Sir, why we are writing? Because in integer class, parseInt method is static method. No need of creating object. Directly you can access. Double.parseDouble. In double class, parseDouble is method. No need of creating object. Directly you can access. In the same way, when you are going to work with square root method, we can write math.sqrt. In java.lang package, math class is there. In math class, sqrt method is there. So rule is rule for all. To access sample class read method, we created object. In the same way, math is predefined class. Of course, it may be predefined or user-defined class. We have to create object. We are not creating object to math class. Then how we are accessing? Because that is square root method is static method. No need of creating object. Directly I can access using class name itself. Okay? If a class contains a variable declared using static is referred as class variable, because if I create n number of objects to class, only one copy of variables are created. To access static variables, we can use static methods are especially used to access static variables. The purpose of advantage of static methods are, if a class contains static method, no need of creating object. We can access them using class name itself. This is regarding class variable. Why static variables are referred as class variable means, of course, I can create any number of objects, n number of objects. For n number of objects, only one copy of variables are created. That is the purpose of static. Only one copy of variables are created. Okay, if you use static method, no need of creating object, you can use in them. Sir, can I use non-static method to access? Yes, I can use. But again, same story. Create object using new keyword, we have to access it. If a class contains static method, if I am going to use static method, no need of creating object. Simply can write sample.read. While writing program, they will write integer.parse into float.parse float. They are referred as wrapper classes. The same way, math.square root. Why they are writing means, in math class, sqrt is static. You can access math.ceil, math.floor, math.sign, method class directly you can write it. Because in that class, there is methods are static, you can access them. Next, the last one is local variable. A variable declared inside a method is local variable. We can access that only inside that method. We can't access outside that method. These are regarding different types of variables and new keyword. Okay? Next. Third one. Which package is automatically imported for every Java program? Normally, when writing C program, in your body part of C program, we are using printf scanf. But we don't write hash include stdio.h. But they will work. Because for every C program, in most of the compilers, most of the editors, stdio.h is automatically included. In the same way, when you are going to work with Java, when you are going to import one package or not, one package is automatically imported. The package is java.lang package. Java.lang package. Next, they will ask you, list out the sum of the predefined classes and predefined methods of lang package. When you are going to work with string, in Java language we don't use character arrays to work with string. We are going to use string object. String is a predefined class in Java. To work with mathematical functions, we are going to use math. In the same way, there is a predefined class, one more class, object class. The same way, system class. When you are going to write system.out.println, the system is also belongs to java.lang. These are the sum of them. String, math, object, system. All these are belongs to which package? Java.lang package. Next, fifth question. What is the superclass for all classes in Java? The superclass for all classes in Java is object class. Next, this is actually basic question. What is class and what is object? Class is used to design objects. Class is used to design object. To construct, to design objects. Object is instance of class or example of class. Object is instance of class. Okay. Suppose they will ask you in interviews, give me your real life example means bird is class. Parrot, crow, pigeon. pigeon, crow, parrot are what? Examples of bird. So bird is class. The examples of bird is what? This. So this is class. These are objects. Class is used to design, construct object. Object is an example of class. What is the difference between C string and Java string? Difference between C string and Java string. C strings are character arrays. C strings are character arrays. Java strings are objects. Okay, in Java language, strings are designed as objects. Okay, to work with string, we have to use string in Java language, but in our C language, we have to write char x of size like this. This is in C language, this is in Java language. They may ask you one more question. What is the difference between C characters and Java characters? C characters and Java characters. C characters are designed as ASCII characters. Java characters are designed as Unicode characters. ASCII means American Standard Code for Information Interchange, whereas Java characters are designed as Unicode characters. C characters will require 1 byte, Java characters will require 2 bytes of memory. 9th. What is GC? GC means garbage collection. In our Java language, in last video I explained, everything will happen at runtime. Just now I explained, new keyword is used to create object to class. Whatever objects we are creating, these objects are automatically removed. Sorry, when it will happen? It will happen sporadically. We don't know. Automatically they will happen. GC means garbage collection. This mechanism is mainly used to remove unused objects. Whatever objects we are creating using new keyword, all those unused objects will be removed automatically by using garbage collection mechanism. It will happen automatically. Now they will ask you one more question. Can we manually call GC? Yes. How? System.gc is used. System.gc semicolon. System.gc is used to call GC manually. Next, there is one more very, very important question. What about mark and sweep algorithm? Mark and sweep algorithm. When garbage collection is going to remove unused objects, internally it is going to use mark and sweep algorithm. This is one of the very, very important question. This one GC or this. Next. What is stream? Stream means flow of data. Stream means flow of data. In general, stream is flow of water. But in your computer, water will not flow. What will flow? Data will flow. So, stream means flow of data. There are 3 types of streams are there. Number 1, input stream. Number 2, output stream. Number 3, error stream. When you are going to use system.in, normally while reading data from the keyboard, we are going to use system.in. This system is predefined class in java.lang package. In is static object. When you are going to use this in object, this in object is indirectly directed to input device. Normally while reading data from keyboard, scan receive equal new scan raw system.in. By using scanner class to read data, we will write scan receive equal new scan raw system.in. From where you want to read? If you use system.in, system is predefined class. In is static object. When I use this in object, it is indirectly directed to input device. Output stream, output flow of data. When you are going to use system.out, system is predefined class. Actually, to print output in our Java language, we are going to use system.out.println. System.out.println hi. Hi will be printed. Actually, this println method is used to print data. Where it will print? It can print anywhere. Actually, Java is designed to develop internet-based programming. In internet-based programming, we don't print data on screen. We are going to print data on web pages. This println can print on web pages. Println can print on screen also. Println hi. Print. Where I want to print? Now come here. System.out. When you are going to use out here, it is indirectly directed to output device. That's why it is printed on computer screen. Next, errors system.err. Normally, when you are going to work with your Java programs, if you get any compile time errors, all those compile time errors are displayed using system.err. Most of the compilers can display first 100 errors at a time. It is going to use system.err to print those compile time errors, okay, occurred in your program. These are regarding streams. But coming to Java, we have two types of streams are there. What are the different types of streams? These are the types of streams, categories of streams. Java will support two categories of streams: byte-oriented streams and character-oriented streams. Java will support two types of streams. Number one, byte-oriented. Number two, character-oriented streams. Next, 13. What are command line arguments? What are command line arguments? The arguments passed to main method runtime are referred as command line arguments. The arguments passed to main method at runtime are referred as command line arguments. In our Java language, when you are going to write public static void main, here we are writing string args. These parameters are referred as command line arguments. If you pass any values at runtime to the main method, to hold those parameters, we are going to use command line arguments. 14th question. Normally, while writing Java program, we will write like this: import java.io.star. Java.io.star. Java is purely object-oriented language, so we should use class sample. Then, it may be C programming language, it may be Java programming language. Program execute starts from main. But simply I can't write main, we have to write public static void main. It is having a parameter string args. For example, I am printing some data. System.out.println Hi, I am doing like this. This is main clause, this is class clause. Now, sir, how to save this program? What is the class name? Sample. Most of them will use same name, sample.java. Is that a rule? No. Can I use other name? Yes, I can use. What is the purpose of this program? For example, I am giving sai.java. I am giving sai.java. Sir, why are you giving different names? You can give, don't worry. But this sai.java is file name. After writing program, I am saving program with sai.java. This is file name. Whatever name I am giving here, this is file name. This is class name. If you give different names, first we have to check, are there any errors in my program? To compile the program, we have to use Java C command. When you are going to use Java C command, use the file name Java C. What is the file name? Sai.java. Then this source code is converted into not mission code. In Java language, what will happen? It will check any errors are there or not. After checking errors, this program will be converted from source code into byte code. That byte code is stored. What is the class name here? Sample. That byte code is stored under the file name. What is the class name here? Sample. A file is created with the name sample. The extension of this file is dot class. Dot class. Here, the byte code of this program is stored. In sai.java, our program, whatever source code we are written, whatever code we are writing, our source code is there. When you compile the program, source code is converted into byte code. That byte code is created with a file name. What is the class name we are using here? Sample. With the class name, a file is created. There, byte code is stored. If we have n number of classes, for n number of classes, n number of dot classes are created. Okay? Now, I have to see, and that I explained. Java is referred as compiled and interpreted language. We have to use compiler to convert source code into byte code. Now we have to use Java interpreter to convert byte code into machine code. Where our byte code is stored? Under the name sample. So use sample. While suppose if your file name and class name is different, use file name to compile the program. Use class name, main class name. Sir, if I have different classes, in which class name I have to use to run? Main class name. If I have n number of classes, for n number of classes, n number of dot classes are created. The byte code of all those files are stored here. But while running, you have to use main class name. Java, what is the main class name? Sample. That's why there should not be any ambiguity. That's why most of them will tell you what is the class name here? Main class name sample. Please save it as sample.java. Then there is no ambiguity. You can use Java C sample.java, Java sample. But it is not a rule at all. You can write like this also. You can save it different name. Okay, your class name may be different. But while compiling, use file name. While running, use main class name. Okay? If you compile the program, we'll get byte code. Byte code is stored under the name file name dot class. Sorry, class name dot class. Okay, you can check it. For every Java program, two files are created. One is .java, other one is .class. In .java, source code is there. In .class, byte code is there. Now you will get one doubt. Sir, rule is rule, rule for all. Earlier, in the sample class ready method is there. To access sample class ready method, we have to create object by using new keyword. Now, in the sample class, we have main method. We have main method. Rule is rule, rule for all. To access sample class main method, why you are not creating object? In a previous video, I explained about public void main, but I did not explain about static because just now I explained. If a class contains static method, no need of creating object. They will be executed as class name dot method name. It will be executed as because our main is static main. It will be executed as sample dot main. That's why we have to write static main. Public means we are running program from command prompt. If my main is public only, then we can access. Static means we can access it without using object. It will execute it using sample.main. Next. Void main means it is not returning any value. These arguments are referred as command line argument. This is 15th question. All these are the very important basic interview questions. Please go through this video, like, comment, subscribe and share. Thank you.